Pro Farmer had their annual U.S. Midwest crop tour last week. What did they find?
They found a big crop. They've confirmed the USDA's record corn yield across the Midwest. There were some spots that had been dry or too wet, but overall, record corn yield. And they actually increased the soybean yield from USDA's record number to a new record high and a new record crop. So prices earlier this morning were down because of their yields.
Last week, there were more trade talks between the U.S. and China. What were the results?
They came with no resolution. And so they went back to the drawing board and they're trying to figure out what to do next. I mean, there's intellectual property is an important thing that China will not give up, and the difference between trade deficit between China and the United States is something the U.S. wants to narrow.
Soybean and grain futures are continuing to drop. Why is this?
I think it's because of too much supply. I mean, I think for soybeans, losing the China export demand is a negative. And we also are expecting Brazil to increase their bean acres and when they start planting in October. And then also in the corn market, I think we're just kind of in front of harvest. It's really hard to rally. Now it's kind of interesting how we're bouncing corn prices now because of imminent announcement that U.S. and Mexico will come up with a deal on NAFTA. So that should help corn and it might help cattle and hogs. As far as the wheat market, we're still trading the fact that there's too much supply and not enough export demand out of the United States.
What is the latest on U.S. aid to farmers due to the U.S.-China trade war?
Today, the Secretary of Agriculture will come out and say what they're going to do. And basically what we've been hearing is that the farmers need to sell the beans, get a confirmation of the bushels they grew this year, and then go to the FSA office and they'll get a check for those bushels times $1.65. And that's going to be somewhere around $7.5 billion of the $12 billion that's been allocated to help farmers.